We are checking in on a story we have been following since 5 this morning. Liza Lucas on scene of this apartment fire in College Park right off Godby Road. Liza, we're going on more than 6 hours now and we still see crews actively working behind you. Where do things stand right now?
Well, they're working some of those hot spots. You know, when debris gets knocked down, there's still fire underneath. And so we have seen flames periodically kind of pop out of the building here. You can pretty much see through that top floor at this point. But as you mentioned, the hoses have just been constant. Meanwhile, we spent the morning talking to residents and neighbors of other buildings, many just trying to figure out what's next for their homes. And for some families, it is a total loss. He first smelled the smoke.
I kind of smelled it, but I was in my sleep, so I wasn't thinking none of it. And then I got up and saw orange in the sky, and I was like, oh man.
Ty Smith standing in frigid temperatures, joined by neighbors, lightly clothed, some in bare feet, as College Park Fire battled an overnight fire at the Langston Apartments.
The people who live in this building, they no longer have an apartment, it's cooked.
Neighbors telling 11 Alive they woke one another up, seeing the blaze at the back of the building. One resident telling us off camera he was forced to jump from his third-floor balcony. Crews still on scene, the flames reigniting a few hours later. College Park Fire bringing in neighboring agencies to get the large fire under control.
They did a wonderful job of adjusting. Initially, we did an interior attack, which we had to retreat the crews because of the conditions, and we went to what's called the defensive mode. So those were the flames that you saw.
My heart just melted. I feel for them.
Francesca Ward walking out to see what's left, feeling for her neighbors who lost their homes, especially with the holidays here.
What could be going through their mind this time of the year, close to Christmas and the holidays, New Year, and to people to lose everything I know they work hard for? That's so heartbreaking.
I spoke with one woman this morning, a mom of a 4-year-old who is so grateful that her family woke up. She knows what's important, but she still had tears coming down her face when she just thinks about all that is lost and left behind in these buildings. We know Red Cross has been on scene assisting residents, and there's also MARTA buses on standby helping to give them a safe place to stay warm. Guys.
And Liza, speaking of staying warm, we know these cold conditions obviously makes this a really tough situation for everyone. Then you add the holidays on top of that. But for firefighters as well, we can't forget about that. They're going on more than 6 hours out there working this situation. Any other complications we've seen trying to knock this fire out?
Well, the crews do look tired, but they are also committed. I think you can obviously say that as they're going on these 6 hours and they are working on combating that fire. They did have some challenges, though. We've got multiple jurisdictions on site. At one point, they were all pulling from the same water source, so there were some challenges with water pressure. Again, they seem to have figured that out, according to the chief, and they're still working, as you can see behind me, to actively combat this situation. Fire investigators are also on scene trying to figure out what started this fire in the first place. Live in College Park, sending it back to you.